it didn't feel good in any stretch by any stretch of the imagination. One was
Team Secrets turn to
ban. Of course, when
ban.
you do bad in lane, it is hard to do something in the game. And if I'll let him off the hook a little bit for that one.
Yeah, it was a really early Doom pickup as well, coming out from Ivy, so just prioritizing it a lot more than I think was necessary.
Осталось
And we'll
10
see if they
секунд.
manage to adjust here. Secret, banning out the Muerta once more. I wouldn't be too
Осталось
surprised if we
5
just saw the
секунд.
same bans coming out. Ivy already on the Chen, probably going to Enchantress once more. So leaving Secret free to take
Очередь
stuff
сил
like
света
Beastmaster
запрещать
themselves,
героя.
leaving a lot of things open. It does have first pick, so they get dibs on whatever. They do respect Band of Doom.
Team Secrets
That's a little
turn
bit
to
interesting.
pick.
Just that edge take.
Yep, Chen and Ench Ivy, they are not messing around when it comes to banning out the puppy heroes.
Очередь
For good
сил
reason. These
света
heroes are very
выбирать
strong.
героя.
With the new creeps, leveling, and all this
There
stuff.
you go.
It's very hard to play into. Wow, Team Secret just first phase in the Beastmaster. What's Armel's face telling you, John? Is this the face of a Beastmaster? 2 games in a row, Enjoyer?
Yeah. Well, you see Armel's face just
Осталось
sometimes
10 секунд.
Just think of Miranda every time I see him. I know the guy. We've hang out.
Осталось 5 секунд.
We both enjoy. I'm sure he misses some Filipino food. That's all I think about. Ah, poor guy, cut off from all this Filipino good food for a month plus.
Очередь сил света
Goodness.
выбирать героя. Мирана.
Yeah, I mean, do you know where they're boot camping in Europe?
Yeah,
From-
I
is
did
it-
have a ping. I want to say it's. Honestly, they asked me about Romania for some reason, so I want to say somewhere in Romania, but I'm not sure. Can't be 100.
Осталось 10 секунд.
It's
But that's what they
very,
asked
very
about,
different.
so-
that's for
Осталось
sure.
5 секунд.
Yeah,
Team
I mean it's good
Secrets
food.
turn
You know,
to
I actually do love
Your
Romanian food, but
spirit.
Filipino food's just different. You have to appreciate it.
Yeah, anywhere in Europe, you just get like a really big mix, which is always nice, as well as a little bit of everything, an amalgamation of cultures, which is always to experience. But back into this draft, we're going to have the opening here of the
Осталось
Beastmaster
10
Team
секунд.
Secret, most likely. I would think they're just, but they can run it in the
Осталось 5
if they feel
секунд.
like it's an option. Meanwhile, Ivy, they're going to pick up the Morana and the Ember Spirit, so it's a little bit of what we wanted, you know. Ember Spirit, he's a bit of a brawler. Morana, she's a bit of an enemy, but still not quite that melee support. That's the one thing. Ivy pick a melee support, I will be happy.
Tusk, you mentioned, is still good. Clockwork would be something I actually really enjoy. I think that
Team
hero is good,
Secrets
especially
turn
with
to ban.
Beast coming out. So you have a lot of options there. At the least, you have this combo you can play off the back of. You know, your support can connect to the Ember. You've got the Chain's Arrow combination, so you have more play with not needing too many items. Ember just probably needs his Phase Boots or Corrosion. I'm curious about the lane matchup. If
Осталось
Secret
10
are still
секунд.
wanting to run the Beastmaster mid, I think the Beastmaster mid matchup against Ember
Осталось
is
5 секунд.
still alright. You can burn through the Flame Guard. You can try to dodge with Sleight of Fist, but you're way better. So you
Yeah.
can just kind of play around that. Still run that lane down. Keen to see. They still have the option to fly. So it's not like you need to force out this Ember versus Beastmaster
Очередь
lane
сил
if you're not.
света запрещать героя.
But I like that Ivy just hit the Ember. Like, alright. It's a mid Beastmaster. Ember probably does okay, but can play a lot faster and kind of match that tempo. Seeing Armel pull off.
Yeah. I do agree. I think that's going to be a pretty important point.
Осталось
Just making
10
sure that
секунд.
you can, though, and yeah. I mean, also with the
Осталось
Master
5
bouncing around
секунд.
creeps is always going to be very nice. Like with those creeps, is a good way to limit what the drums can do.
Prevents extra hits. Although when you roar it up, yeah, it's a little.
Team Secrets
As
turn
long as you
to
have roll.
ban.
It's a pretty good ability. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
pretty hard to answer.
Might get nerfed out in their first letter patch down the line. Crossed, I think the heroes are in a pretty the outliers.
Yeah.
Ricky, PL, biggest adjustment.
Осталось 10 секунд.
I mean,
Honestly, it feels fine.
one thing I would say is like this patch feels very ice
Осталось
right?
5
Like
секунд.
he's kind of just breaking a bunch of stuff for fun, see what
Yeah.
happens, which we love. What I kind of remember from Ice Frog balancing is that it was never what you expected. There'll be a hero which is completely broken, you'll be like, right, obviously this hero is going to get. And then Ice Frog would be like, right, we've moved the tier 1 tower bottom lane 5 centimeters to the left. And everyone's like, what are you doing? That's not going to change. And then somehow it balances the hero. So it's always the weirdest things which somehow. And yeah, it was never nerf, direct nerf. It was always changing a concept of the game, doing things out.
Очередь сил света запрещать героя.
But right now I'm still no sub patch, please. Let the major ride off in this fresh patch. Let the mat continue. I'm a bit curious as well because Secret and out the PL, which I swear Beastmaster is like the one direct
Осталось 10
PL right
секунд.
now. One of the best, just because you don't really care as
Осталось
long as you've
5
got
секунд.
creeps hitting, as long as you've got your minions hitting someone, and you have the max stacks, and maybe you get a voodoo mask, you don't die to PL. I'm a bit curious about them banning that out. So, taking a look
Team
at the draft again,
Secrets
you see
turn
the
to
Monkey King
ban.
being respect banned by Ivy. Again, Team Secret just banning out illusion heroes. Their lineup doesn't necessarily deal with them too well, though I do feel like Beastmaster is a pretty good solution already to some of these bans that Secret have made, but just paying respect to the fact that these are still strong heroes
Осталось
in the
10
meta.
секунд.
PL in particular just having a ridiculous win rate, with the throwback
Осталось 5
doppelgangers being
секунд.
back in on the shard. Wondering what else they build up. Like that flexibility is still on
Очередь
hand.
сил света
Beastmaster
запрещать
kind of shift
героя.
around from the mid to the off. Care of the Bloodseeker now as well. I believe we have seen Sonny actually hasn't played in the deeps yet. I think something highly mobile. Is there a chance they go back to the
Осталось 10
Centaur?
секунд.
I feel like they could. Like you have Centaur Rubik lane,
Осталось
Team
5
Secret, which is
секунд.
even better, I'd argue, than the Centaur.
Очередь
Draft
сил
mage.
света выбирать героя.
To kind
Not
of just go
again.
into the Cent.
Yeah, doing it to them again is it's certainly something. By the way, that was just a random warning test signal from from. So I'm not in danger for anyone who's worried or excited at the prospect
Осталось
of me being
10
hurt.
секунд.
We're all good.
That's good.
Осталось
If this
5
was Mike, I would
секунд.
say, oh, that's a shame. I wish you well.
Like,
Mike
you haven't hung
Phoenix has a
around
lot
me
of
enough yet.
Oh, no. Mike just has beef. You know how it is. Fighting with Twitter, all of that.
yeah,
100%
true.
real beef.
Yeah,
Verified
that was
right
tough.
here from his partner.
Yeah, I mean, I was there. You know, I was working with both of them. It was tough. It was difficult. You know, every time they try to talk to each other, Phil would just shut him down. Instead, no TI win detected, opinion rejected. Every time talk it through.
Team
It's all
Secrets
conversations.
turn to pick.
It was awkward, but gonna be the pickup once again. So this is gonna be stolen from the side of Team Secret. It's not a melee support, Mike. It is tanky. It does kind of
Осталось 10
feed
секунд.
your front line. It's not a melee support, so
Осталось
Ivy.
5 секунд.
it's a miss from me.
Not quite. I heard you call me Mike just because we talked about the beef. Beef?
I mean, you're the same person.
Ah, that's true. That is actually legitimately true. Me and Mike are the same. We just fake it really well. I'm a dad now as well, by virtue of that.
Yeah,
By
that's
extension. That is me. Nah, but the Snapfire coming out, I mean, it's still an aggressive support, but yeah, no melee support to kind of contend with is. It's not the worst thing in the world. I think you can kind of play around with this combination. It is kind of single target
Team
control oriented
Secrets
chains into
turn
arrow
to
with
pick.
kisses. So it's not as AoE controlled as you'd like. I think Cookie being your big AoE spell, you can kind of play with your Ember with it, but it's a little bit hit or miss. We'll have to see Ivy execute on that. Team Secret, into the
Осталось 10
Terrorblade they
секунд.
go. So you have your big damage dealer now, a very
Осталось
safe
5 секунд.
choice for Chrysalis on safe lane with Monkey King being taken out. And honestly, Terrorblade can play pretty fast. Like,
Очередь сил света
when you have
выбирать
Metamorphosis up,
героя.
you can take fights really well. You can take some objectives really fast. You can take the Silencer on their side as well for Team Secret. I actually do enjoy seeing this hero. I think it's really obnoxious to play into still. So you have a lot you can do in your lane. like a silencer TB lane
Осталось
is
10 секунд.
pretty strong. Just reflection plus the damage from silence can shove him away
Осталось
even when
5
metamorphosis is
секунд.
down. So you've got some strong presence. I want to see Ivy kind of do something about it in the off. I know the Terrorblade's relying on metamorphosis. You can kind of work out some lane matchups here that feel good. You can utilize Underlord. It's okay. Magic damage with percent HP burn scales nicely. Burns down the Terrorblade illusions in lane quite fine. Like an Underlord Snapfire lane is also pretty good. You can go that route, play your own tempo with this global presence that
Yeah.
can come true.
I mean, maybe. I haven't been convinced by the underlords we've seen so far. His ulti is literally already on the map, completely useless.
That's fair. I feel like there's so many angles to take. So many
Team
different angles.
secrets
So many
turn
weird
to
things
bad.
do.
Yeah, I want to
They go with the
Mm.
Seer. Now, this is where your point about melee supports makes a lot of sense. They go Dark Seer, but they've got Snapfire and Mirana.
Yeah, I mean,
Huh.
Snapfire's kind of tanky, and she has got the cookie, but yeah, can't really sit in creep waves
Осталось
without getting
10
hit
секунд.
pretty hard, so it doesn't have that innate melee block. So
Осталось 5
yeah, you
секунд.
definitely want to play with something like a Nyx Assassin here or something. I mean, imagine if they picked up a Nyx Ivy, how much we'd be loving their draft. It'd be insane. But
Yeah.
alas.
Yeah, I mean, the Dark Seer is still great. This is more AoE team fight, so you can actually just
Очередь
back
сил
wall,
света
quickly,
запрещать
and
героя.
then realign for kisses. Give your Ember a pretty good time. Iron Shell Ember running around is pretty scary. To be fair, it's a lot of magic damage. Up against the Terrorblade, it punishes push really well when Team Secret do line up. So they've got some good solutions here from the side of Ivy. For Team
Осталось 10
Secret, though,
секунд.
I mean, if it's unbanned, a Centaur still feels
Осталось
fine.
5 секунд.
Again, like just Centaur plus
Team secrets
Rubik is
turn
still
to
pretty
ban.
good. If you do want to run that Armel mid Beastmaster, which again against the Ember doesn't sound like the worst thing in the world.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely for them. They need themselves a carry. Meanwhile, Team Secret, they'll be grabbing themselves a mid laner. I would guess, although obviously the
Осталось
Beastmaster
10
could be mid
секунд.
actually. Could be the Armor Beast again. Very well might be.
Осталось 5
Ivy,
секунд.
they're not sure. They're going to ban out the
Очередь
Storm
сил
Spirit.
света
They just
запрещать
wanna
героя.
make sure they get rid of anything they think is like really, really good. Which just surprised me a little bit. I'm not sure Storm would look like the craziest pick, but
Yeah, I think it's just the
Team
lack
Secrets,
of
turn
reliable
to
single
pick.
target control. Storm can get out of control very fast. Respect that fact that if Secret did flex, they would have no clear answer for Storm. Mid matchup for Storm versus Ember, fairly even. Either one can kind of pull ahead, depending on how the players play it. I don't mind.
Осталось
It's a good
10 секунд. Очередь сил света выбирать героя.
all right. Could be an Armel DP, could still be a Boom DP, something they're capable of flexing. I reckon it's going to be Boom DP.
Keep Armel mid.
Although,
He's shown us that he can run that well. EP
Yeah.
matchup
Осталось
versus
10
Ember's
секунд.
alright though, but
DP's very good against Ember, I think, yeah.
Осталось 5 секунд.
Could be something they consider. And we'll see what way they do it. Ivy still have to pick up one more hero, and that's going to be their carry, so that'll also give them the offlane matchup. So Team Secret might even still be flexing it up until now.
can't just keep it open. You mind too much. Like if Beastmaster does have a better matchup on the off lane, Beastmaster Rubik still pretty annoying to deal with. Can still run down. Highly effective, be aggressive there in that lane. Just won't hit
Драуре,
max timing.
выберите своего
And it
героя.
is a drow, so your poison situation here. I feel like the drow up against DP is good. Up against the Beastmaster is alright. So they will just run Armel DP mid to avoid that awkward lane for the DP. So this time around, I don't expect Boom to actually rush the Yags. Still feel like it's a good pickup, but now probably looking at the utility, looking at Horus, perhaps looking at the Dominator into Overlord instead, which is still fine. It's still strong. It doesn't make me excited though. The drums were good.
Look great. It's okay, John. That's all right. They still got a pretty exciting draft on the side of Team Secret. The pace in which they can play this game is pretty ridiculous. But I have to say, it is a good Drow game. Drow is a very good answer to the Death Prophet. It's not really playing against anything which can jump on top of her. You're going to force the Beastmaster probably into a blink or something like this, which is not really something you want to play around, and also not really bothered by Global Silence. So I really like this pick from Ivy, and I like their draft. I wish they had picked up a melee support on the third pick. That would have made me believe so much more in these guys. And they're actually running the Mirana with the Dark Zero as well, which is a little bit of a question mark for me. Yeah, I don't know. I don't feel like you can pick up Dark Zero without having a really good idea on how to take the lane. Otherwise, things can just go pretty badly. But maybe it's going to do more to Chrysalis than I realized. Maybe the melee form Terrorblade is just going to get ripped through with a small HP pool. I'm not sure how bad that is, but of course, if it is bad, then Terrorblade can just retreat to the jungle anyway. I like both of these drafts, but I do think Secret just obviously they're the better team. It's a really easy prediction. I don't think Ivy have given them their tools to really put up a good fight, even though I do love this draft.
Yeah, I think overall Secret still has a really fast tempo to play with. They have some good solutions for a lot of the heroes on the side of Ivy. Maybe the one question mark is how you reach the Drow, but maybe something like a Blink in the TP, a Blink in the Beastmaster at that point forward. So I think it's pretty open. I think Ivy will have a better early game than they did in game 1 at the least.
What a
And then
surprise!
seeing them kind of draw some blood themselves, get aggressive, line up, use Stoikov as a launching point on the Ember once he does have his early timings up, and see how much Adit can do on that Darkseer, because that's where both our question from. This Darkseer Moran lane just doesn't sound as scary as, say, Darkseer Clockwork, Darkseer Nyx. And they picked the snap, but ends up going on to 5. So I know, like, a lot of that bite to pressure Chrysalis just feels like it's gone.
Yeah, I guess one thing I did ask for a
30
hero, and he is a
секунд до
Grand
начала
Mirana,
сражения.
so I guess this is as QP as it gets, but yeah, it's not melee, so we'll see how this lane ends up going, and we'll see how they're able to play the game on this Dark Tier. I mean, the illusions are still very, very strong. You're playing against a TV, so they will always be pretty damn good. Beastmaster as well, you know, stealing that inner beast aura for your TV illusions. It's pretty cool. You've got a lot of options with the Wall of Replica and the
Битва
normal punch if you ever
начинается.
decide to get that. Meanwhile, a bit of fucking over runes, and it is going to be Secret actually grabbing themselves 3 runes. The 0.
Them. Pretty good just having that extra gold. I'm wondering if we see more plays onto the gates, because I do feel like, again, the supports on Ivy can kind of utilize those gates really well, especially Coop. That's the one factor you do have with the Mirana. Sure, pairing with the Darkseer lane isn't particularly amazing, but you get level 2-3, go into the gate, go down south, try to get people onto the side of the Secret, and that's where things could get spicy with the stun follow-up.
Yeah, that's a really good point actually. I hadn't thought about that, but Darkseer being a hero is very good at being left alone, shoves the lane in. That information
Курьер
is
сил
something
тьмы
which Coop
был убит.
can really do a lot with, so we'll see if they're able to abuse that. That'd be really nice. A way you can make this work. So, mid lane this time around is going to be Armel versus Jacob once again, with the Death Prophet this time though on Armel versus the Ember Spirit. Typically, this is a fairly decent matchup for the Death Prophet. We do expect her to get a bit of an advantage in the lane. Probably not landing any kills or anything like that, but definitely going to make Stoikov suffer.
Yeah, it's still not the easiest time for the Ember. There's some outplay potential, but it's just way easier for the Death Prophet to plant himself in that lane, Spirit Siphon down when under threat, clear out the creep wave, just maintain that even farm. Maybe if you get a support rotation out, again, all down to Coop, if you can move into Mirana, that's where activity can happen once you have the arrow up. But mid rotations just feel a lot more awkward because of the gates. Like, it's so much easier to go to the side lanes for you. Like, switching lanes is so much easier.
Yeah. You can kind of leave them with like one deep lane, or one lane with like a little tunnel between them, something like that, because that's essentially what it is. Some option of just kind of coming in and saying hello. Go back into the creeps down at bottom, but not a big deal. From Boom and Janich trading. It's pretty relentless. Drow wins this lane pretty easily.
Yeah, it's a lot easier. Easy to manage. And the Axis on Boom can give him some wave clear and some harassment back, but run up and shove the Drow away. Yamich can at least trade blows with JMV a little bit. It's not the safest time for the snap to be desperate forward either.
The block made there just to throw a little bit of extra damage onto Vincento. It hurts. It hurts. Block name's cool item. In the top lane. Some heavy hits from P on the silencer. He's really picking them up with that arcane curse and last word combination.
Yeah, it's just all the slows you can dish out, right? Like, just having Reflection plus Arcane Curse is already enough to kind of make this painful. Also makes it harder for Ade to just keep spamming out his spells. Now to his last Mango, at least has a Healing Lotus to kind of help out in getting another use of his Iron Shell, but you're not stopping Crystals. And you don't have this threatening 5 that can run up and make
Силы
it so that
тьмы
Terrorblade is
укрепили свои
just forced away.
сооружения.
Creep Wave is still bringing him down with a shell, but he's not stopping his farm.
Meanwhile, bottom lane, it was Ivy who got their hands on the Lotus there as well. So 2 Lotuses gained is actually a pretty big deal in these side lanes. You know, not game changing, but certainly a very nice little extra thing just to. Yeah, it's more mana than a Mango and health as well to matches. Down the bottom lane, Boom's getting run down. Landed with will landed with right clicks from Yam. So that's going to be one kill going their way. And now Yamich might be the second Drow going to work here. The right click comes through and they will finish the job. Vincenzo just baiting them in very nicely on the Snapfire. 2 kills up on the side of Ivy.
That's
This is
one
a
way to
much better
cash
start.
in.
Just had to go and feed under the tower to make sure he can reset his map. Still be effective in being a body for
Who
this
wants
round.
cookies? Well, too bad.
And again, it's just the greatness of that route pick. It's a really nasty lane for DP. It's not that good for Beastmaster as well. So you get a lot of value in this lane. You're finding an angle to be aggressive. And they're getting this strong launching port for Sani to farm up. This route timing with a shard is pretty terrifying. Like that glacier is really damn strong.
Oh
It
yeah,
allows
the
you to farm so
glacier.
much faster. It's such early tempo route.
Yeah. Have you
It's
seen the
kind of
glacier in
ridiculous.
action yet?
I have, like, not in a
It's
pro
so
game, but
pretty.
I've experienced it in my pubs. It's a bit silly.
I like
It kind of throws me
no.
off. I'm like, all right, fun.
I like
Курьер
it. It's
сил
a pretty
света
little
был
mark on the
убит.
ground. I do kind of wish it was like a little stand maybe. You see it being raised up, but alas, you know, we make do. And look at Poppy just trying to body away 2 heroes here, and might well concede and do so. He turns around with a blood grenade, but that's going to seal his fate. And now Adam's trying to fight up into Poppy here as well, but Chrysalis is going to join in. He's going to help out his captain here. Can he get the kill? Yes, he can. But what's it going to cost him? He needs to leave. He doesn't have the surge anymore. How fast is this Terrorblade? So it's just fast enough to get off 1 more right click, but not fast enough to get off 2, and turning off us.
Drags Crystallis away from the farm just a little bit. Again, the Terrorblade's not being shoved out of lane. They're finding some opportunities to punish supports, but they're forced to go for a reset. It's more space for the Terrorblade to just keep farming up. Crystallis is going to have a decent enough ride into his initial itemization. And
Центральную
Suikadar
башню
actually
сил
just
света
gathering mid.
атакуют.
They see the Exorcism up on Armel. They go in. There's no rotations early
Силы
on
света
for that
укрепили
arrow
свои
chains combination.
сооружения.
Coop doesn't even have the arrow leveled up. They have to stop. Boom's also on the opposite side. So no way for Stoikov to just have a good run up here as well with power room with haste on hand.
Yeah, this is a little tricky.
Центральную башню сил света
They don't
атакуют.
have enough damage to chase him down under the tier 2, but they will have enough to chase him away. Make sure they get the
Центральная
tower.
башня
Everybody goes for the
сил
last
света
hit.
разрушена.
That's the one who gets it. Middle tower gone. 6 minutes into the game. Really laying the smackdown of Stoikov. It's kind of like which lane is going to go better, Death Prophet's lane or Drow's. That's what this game.
Вот и деньги.
Does feel that way. And I'd
Bounty
say,
killing.
despite losing the mid-tier 1 early, Ivy's still kind of set with Sani. Farm. I say that you don't want to leave the drought too long, which is one thing you have to worry about. You're still getting solo EXP. Once he gets war, it's a pretty clear kill opportunity for him to just chase. He's having self-sustainable. He is going back to the Ags, by the way. So, no wars, no shenanigans.
He wants his thing so fast, he's not going to find it. Oh no, under the tier 2 tower. Gets a huge pick off onto the beast, onto the Ember Spirit here.
Центральную башню сил света атакуют.
That is very important. Now, that has gone from beating down mid to absolutely
У тебя почти получилось.
2
Yeah,
games in a row.
that kind of takes away what I said about this stronger start for Sani.
Yeah.
You are getting a little bit too much going on. Armel, his mech is almost done. He's got the sustain for the front line. Stoikov cannot play. He doesn't have chains. Like, they're not even trying to go for an opportunity to chains arrow. They're just trying to recover on Stoikov through farm, with Flame Guard being prioritized. And I don't know, like, you miss out early kills. You don't have this play you can get off with your support and core. At least 2 more levels. It's not a good feeling because you just want to play fast this path, early kills.
We're also talking about like these mid lane and the bottom lane. They are going to get run down by Chrysalis, and it looks like you might be heading the same way as well. Metamorphosis is out, Silence is in, and Chrysalis gets himself a double kill.
Верхнюю башню сил тьмы
I was
атакуют.
just about to say, we're ignoring the top lane where this Dark Tier is getting absolutely handled. And then he gets absolutely handled some more. So, thanks for illustrating my point there, Chrysalis. Appreciate it.
It's, again, what do you expect from a Marana Darts here? You can't run up. The Marana can't hits on a dive. The Iron Shell. It's kind of disconnected. Feels like they picked the snap just wanting an all-around support. Chrysalis just casually sunders as well. Stay alive, drop the HP on Ade after his reset.
Нижнюю башню
Land.
сил света атакуют.
Little rotation. Johnny's going for the TP out the raw. It doesn't come in time. And it's going to sit on the court.
I still wouldn't trade places.
Верхнюю башню сил тьмы
Rotation
атакуют.
from Armel, joining in with the using the portal there as
Нижнюю
well.
башню сил света атакуют.
Action.
They just kind of down bot now. I mean, you are already in the jungle here for Sani. Relatively safe. You're trying to build up.
Верхнюю
Farm
башню
pace
сил
is
тьмы
a little bit
атакуют.
better than PA pre-Battle Fury, so you can kind of hit some early
Нижняя
timing
башня
still,
сил
but
света
the map is
разрушена.
shrinking with mid and bot taken. Your bot jungle's open. Have a decent axe timing lined up for your boom. Going out the lane phase.
He sort of
have a lot to
highlighted
worry
last
about.
game. It's like, yeah, I want to do that. He's
It's
going to be
too
like,
fun.
hey, boom, where's our timing with the
Верхнюю
overlord coming
башню
on?"
сил
It's
тьмы
like,
атакуют.
it's delayed a little bit.
Силы тьмы укрепили свои
Don't worry about it,
сооружения.
yeah.
Нижнюю
Delayed
башню
by a
сил
lot,
света
but It's
атакуют.
gonna be worth it. You get into these fights. He probably wants. Once you have to blink forward, you don't have any word brow. Too much in backside. That's the real time you're just gonna wait for. Blink Ags. Armel just clearing out the jungle here as well. They do have vision out from Ivy, so they are aware where Secret's camping. They're from the opposite side of the map. Top. Triangle, at least. But you have a 5k lead for Secret. This is 6-10 to 6. And it just feels like when you get a kill advantage, this is what you see by 10, by 15. So you just
Oh my god, okay. Well, there goes the Dark Tier on the top lane. Tries to drop the first wall onto Chrysalis there, but does get a lot of damage out onto the TV, but ultimately can't do enough. Yeah, Atmosphere's just going to walk away from this one as well. Farmer, leave. We'll use Puppy as his permanent source of HP. Puppy's got no problems walking around on 500 HP. That means his carry can... That's the kind of guy he is. Meanwhile, a little bit of stack on the
Верхнюю башню сил света атакуют.
little sub-screen there. They're hanging around here at top. I'm not sure this is supposed to be my friend. Lift that throw back naked on. He's going to come over the top as well, but the global silence is just going to cancel that one out. Puppy has no time for your kids, sir. Pushing forward, they're going to try and find themselves a target. Now, they have got a Puppy, but what are they going to get for it?
When you start floating.
Курьер сил тьмы был убит. Курьер сил тьмы был убит. Нижнюю башню сил света атакуют.
Completely right, though. Low ground, I think that's going to be that. So, not
Двойной урон.
full usage of effects. Doesn't have to be so. Not what you'd like to see from Armel.
not leading into push, not leading into a kill. Slows them down a bit. A good move from Ivy to put some pressure on. They don't find a big kill themselves, but a kill's a kill. That's what counts in the early game. Trying to pick up this off duel of the arrows there.
Yep. Nobody wins. Nobody wins the arrow duel.
Just a couple of whips. Still, the big thing Secret's getting in exchange, sure, Crystallis is slowing down a bit, but Boom has a ton of free space. Farm the Ags 2 parts away. Pretty much just
Верхнюю
one part
башню
away.
сил тьмы
now.
атакуют.
So the Ags timing's lining up. Drums will be banged once more. And that is a scary prospect.
Верхняя
to have to
башня
deal
сил
with.
тьмы разрушена.
Yeah. They're gonna hear those
Центральную
drums. They're gonna
башню
have,
сил света
Vietnam War
атакуют.
style flash the last game. Eyes
You just don't
glaze
have the
over.
Stampede to charge.
Yeah.
No charge would. It's not as much of a run in there and bang the drums and kill them all, but it's still there.
He wants to go for the Lisbon down for both those. But just make sure they keep that tier 1 tower nice and healthy. And IP, what does that playmaking look like at the moment? You know, what can they pull off?
Kane's arrow. Go for the pick-off play. Maybe even have the kisses ready. Back up.
Союзники,
Output on slow talkers.
исчезните.
Yep. That's kind of what you can do. You can run and gun with a Moonlight Shadow as well. Crystallis is farming fairly forward. He might have seen his illusion be blocked, but I don't think he did.
Верхнюю башню
Yeah,
сил
the
тьмы
puppy is literally
атакуют.
babysitting. So it's very, very caring. Be left alone for too long.
Yeah. Not that you mind too much. Gives you exactly what you need. And that timing's still lining up
The
here.
thief. He goes in, takes the 14 minutes.
Центральную башню сил тьмы атакуют.
Arrow off the mark as well. Cabbage says, can I have my arrow back, please? I'd like to refresh that timing if you wouldn't mind.
Perfect, perfect. But it
Yeah, there's a
was
lift
kinda
available.
bad.
Yeah, he's going to make me work for this. He's kind of out of
Oh, boy.
options. He's got a one. What now? The puppy says, thank you very much. Good job, Mr. Well, thank you for bringing me a kill. You will not be kicked.
You know what I'm enjoying? The Pavis does look like it belongs to Silencer. It does have one.
Yep.
It's the hero. It's the lord.
True. You're right. It matches his shield.
Yeah.
This.
Very nice. And this is very nice now too. The drums are up.
Hooray.
Let's go, Boom.
Let's go. Movement across the other side of the map. Well, they're just going to run into Roche with that one, but I think they want the top. And he's got to be careful. I'm not sure he's got a read on this one. There hasn't really been much from the round smoke gangs come, so he's not quite ready. Oh, the lift back was not successful for Yamich though, so the arrow doesn't connect. Or maybe just trying to get a bit greedy there and make it connect for as long a distance as possible, but you only a chance to get away. But now, the rest of the team, they're taking the bridge. Look at them. Oh, the boar on the bridge. It's a Kuna Matata. Johnny, gonna get roared up here. Nope, the silence comes out. The team needs to get across here. Hurricane Pike has been using Ivy in the neighborhood.
Центральную башню сил света атакуют.
Well, a bit of misplays there from Secret. Firstly, trying to get the initial lift out onto the Drought didn't work out, and then we get the Roar. The Beastmaster really should have been going first there. Alas.
Yeah, you miss out on the opportunity to force out a response from Ivy, dragging a lot of heroes up top, freeing up space for
Силы тьмы
Crystallis to find his free
используют
farm,
сканирование.
for Armel to work onto his BKB. You're still in position to push up there, even if you don't find that kill.
Cute. Gotta get more. They will come out as well.
Извините меня.
Absolutely get this kill. So Johnny can feel very safe because there's no Roar available, so once that Roar's gone, it's pretty much just the Rubik lockdown you need to be concerned about here on the Drought. Otherwise, your Hurricane Pike should get you out of most situations. Damage with the leap, just get kill. I love those bridges.
Yeah,
Thank you so
it's
much.
pretty fun. They're fun.
Нижнюю
Little
башню
points.
сил света
Kind
атакуют.
of weird to have a dead end. It's fine. Appreciate that. Tier 1 is still the point of contention. And you are still in a position for Boom to sort of force the issue. Like a minute to wait for the Roar, not the deal in the world. You still have a ward, kind of good outlook on this area of the map as well. Sani has taken the wise decision to move away from there, just farm up elsewhere, work onto his
Силы
Yasha
света
into the Manta.
используют
The
сканирование.
Drought timings are still lined up pretty well, but the other cores are hurting. Stoikov and Ade just not having the greatest games.
Центральную башню сил тьмы атакуют.
They just haven't
Силы тьмы укрепили свои сооружения.
Roshan, Secret. Posting the big code down. There's no response on the side of Ivy. I don't believe there will be. Right now, bringing Aegis into the demonic hands of Chrysalis on the turret. He is even more of a monster. I would have maybe liked to see this in the I just want to see him go ham. I just want to see him run in and hit people. And, Chrysalis, he's a transformation hero, as is the DP.
Верхнюю башню сил света атакуют.
I agree. I think it's a lot of value for Master to have that secondary life. To be fair, maybe it's a question of whether or not he even drops the first life. Because if you think about it, where Beastmaster shines right now, where he feels busted is against Illusion Force, like PL, maybe to an extent Naga. Up against the Darkseer, and if you just somehow decide to give a lot of illusions out, then boom, just lifesteals like a madman anyway with the max drums. So you probably won't die.
Be a major issue, and of course, Blade does mean that he can just kind of map without his team anywhere nearby. Definitely frees up Secret to play a much looser game. And that's why Aegis can be a really big tool for just maximizing your net worth income.
That's right.
Aegis is a fun.
It tends to be. Like, first Aegis, I think, has kind of gone that way, even in the last patch, especially in the last. Just kind of farming, maybe securing a tier 2. It's not too far off the norm. You have Stoikov with his Yules. He can kind of play aggressive, save himself in silence, go in and out a little bit better. We need to see Ivy take some risks now. We need to see them take some fights, because they are not farming their way back into prison. They're 7k behind.
The Ember Spirit, can they bring him down in time is the question. He's got the Yules to be able to take the silence off him, and that's going to give him the time to get away.
Верхнюю башню сил света атакуют.
Going in the fight, it needs to get away from the Drow Ranger though, and away from the
cavorting days is over.
Exactly that is what the Sento does drop over in the hard cap. So Secret, they will hold the area. No big kills on the side of Secret, but also just forcing it back Ivy to this critical area of the map. Now they can have the offensive onto security towers.
Нижнюю башню сил света атакуют. Возьмите нас.
He's actually gone around the back trying to find the puppy. The puppy with the device is going to stay alive a little bit longer. Good enough though. There's an Ember Spirit. He's holding on to the heels. So down long. Actually scrolling up past there. They finally trying to get on touch with enough. Meanwhile, Chris is absolutely blasting the lines here. Still trying to fight up into this, but no, she can't get too close to anybody really. Like, is off cooldown, so a little bit of freedom to just close the body again, but can't commit too hard. Very strategic fight being taken to these teams, and it has to be said, Ivy. Okay, just as I say that, Ada gets caught out. Things looking a little bit worse for this side of Ivy.
The Yules coming out from Stoikov has been highly
Нижнюю башню
disruptive.
сил света
It's just that
атакуют.
follow through.
Силы света
Need
укрепили
to
свои
get the arrows.
сооружения. Центральную башню сил тьмы
They
атакуют.
do. Stoikov will fall. That's a very big kill. Well, and that's the thing, right? Secret, in the main fight, when everyone's going like 100%,
Нижняя башня сил света разрушена.
they do go toe to toe. But the moment the fight dropped and Ivy's concentration dropped, the Galactic comes through. They don't keep it sharp, so they end up just dropping 2 really important kills for not a whole lot of reason. To be said.
It's a little bit interesting that he still decided to stay that close and try to contest the truth. Got vision on this cliff spot. They must have known that people were still hanging around near that area while the tower was to get punished. Secret still in a strong position. If you saw Boom in that last fight, like, he was so close to dying. I think he got one bang of the drum off with the wall of replicate illusions, and he healed up. It's like, all right,
Регенерация.
cool. This is why these
Легкий
illusion count
выстрел.
0 now.
Yeah.
So weird.
So it's an interesting one. We're still getting used to it. Like Lashrak.
Like a Leshrac, but he just needs Axe, and then he has a creep arm. You lose out on maybe more magic damage on hand with, say, Axis versus literally any Leshrac.
to be able to grab himself a shot, but might immediately find himself in a spot of bother. Damage going to steal the lead away to the people chasing Cube. They keep one more lead available. This time around, trying to bring down Yanis, but it's not going to happen. Yanis gets a kill, and Cube die. Team coming in though. Ivy, I don't see if there's any opportunities for him. But there seems to be no. They're in a way too defensive position. Ivy cannot afford to penetrate that deep.
Can't quite take that risk. We're still trying though. Doesn't get spotted out at the least. But if they run up at this time, Roar's ready on B. Doesn't feel like a good time to go in, and his BKB's flying out now as well.
Meanwhile, Chrysalis and Poppy are going to take the torment shot as the other 7 seconds to be shot now, so it's probably completely useless, I'm going to say.
Yeah, at the least he gets the bonus install, right? If he does start to hang around for these kills. So, that's something. More in, less mana, less spells to cast for the side of Ivy. Feels pretty nice if it does stack up.
Курьер сил тьмы был
Get
убит.
the full hit from.
Actually, if he's around a beast nest or booms there with his aura, then it's actually
Центральную башню
right?
сил света атакуют.
Perhaps a possibility. Keep an eye on it. One guy in Twitch then report back to him. Who's ever able to start anyone.
Вот и деньги.
Yeah, I'm gonna be able to try switch off here. Secret, a 3-man rotation in, just trying to catch out these heroes, which Puppy initially.
Верхнюю башню сил тьмы атакуют.
And that's another damage stroke off one. He's really starting to just not find any way back into the game. Like, yeah, the Yours allows him to play the team type, he's doing okay, but he also doesn't really offer any more
Центральную
damage.
башню сил света атакуют.
Yeah, his game impact is, yeah.
Центральная башня сил света разрушена.
Doesn't really mean a whole lot.
Нижнюю башню сил света атакуют. Верхнюю
Stop
башню
the
сил
Rubik
тьмы
going for a bit of
атакуют.
reset. That does mean the Rubik gets to hang around for this.
Well, the silence comes down here as Puppy tries to retreat, and I'll cancel out the morning mistakes once again, so... Pento and Puppy... Oh, nice arrow! Holy moly, that's a big connection, but Chrysalis... Oh, Dad, get out of there, father. I'll save you.
Excellent help.
Offensive Thunder. You just don't want to feed any kills. When you pick off this big, Ivy gonna force this out.
Исчезните. Силы тьмы
manage to run off?
используют сканирование.
Not able to chase anybody down. It's pretty spicy from Secret. Keeping everybody alive. Getting out okay. And still, with 13k gold advantage, you know, kind of expect to be able to kind of turn these fights around a little more, but it's slowed down a bit from them, but they're still getting into just ready for Parablade to be the game, which I think we're all expecting him to be. Oh no, it's BKBTP. See you later, nerds.
Do that one. And with a 13k lead, I mean, it's still solidly in Secret's ballpark. Ivy still has play, but you just haven't seen that cop. Secret's just so disciplined. They understand. They know they can't afford to bleed out too hard. DD up on Chrysalis. Now, Roche still a ways off. And be able to go into the Roshan off the back of it. He might be able to force a fight.
Let's see. Grit on the hunt. Once again leading in charge. He really likes going fast here. Going first. Oh, Stoikov has been seen. And that was a little bit slow coming out from the Ember Spirit, unfortunately.
Верхнюю башню сил света
Not able to
атакуют.
jump himself away. Did have to ram it down, but just wasn't able to
Нижнюю башню сил тьмы
the whole
атакуют.
team to be just smoked up on that
Ах
line.
ты!
I don't think he might have not seen them at nighttime, but they sent up the block to get enough to get their spells used before any reaction come in. Another big kill. Another objective to take as they invade the triple as well. Map space for Ivy is just short. They still hold on to their tier 1 top, which again is surprising. Secret never committed for it, but they should be able to do so now.
Yeah, no, this is the part of that it's great
Верхняя
more, but
башня сил света
it's
разрушена.
up out of the pool. Puppy has the bridge as poor old Vincente trying to get himself away from this one. Trying to steal some loads before he goes down. Get him, King. Precious cargo. Oh, Poppy actually grabbed one back, I think. He's like, hell no, you're not stealing our lotus. Delicious healing
he
lotus.
does have at least one great healing lotus. Feel pretty good. You don't have enough to good old block. It's 15 minutes worth of lotuses going your way, at least on your side of the map. I don't think it's feasible, Nomad, being in a pro game.
You'll see one day, buddy, I'm sure. We'll get to cast a 70-minute game in the tiebreak, and we'll see it then. I promise.
Союзники.
What can they do to get their draw out of there? The Dark here can't do anything. He's inside himself, so just have to surge himself, get his way to the high ground. Will going to be able to move to jump right coming in as well. Oh, they just about gets away. But still, the Drow is the headline at the moment. One hero they
Верхнюю башню сил света атакуют.
Is there going to be enough global signs coming down as well? Boom, turning around the drums. Are they going to heal him up enough? That is the question. The answer seems to be yes for the time being. And the Spirit, can he finish the job? Oh, it's so close. Who's going to survive through it all? And they kill off the support from the side of
Центральную башню сил света
big man
атакуют.
just smashing away at that high ground right now.
Rushing in.
Нижнюю башню сил тьмы
Again,
атакуют.
just getting enough units.
Центральную башню сил света атакуют. Центральная башня сил света разрушена.
Too much.
Центральные казармы сил
They don't
света
have a preview
атакуют.
just yet. Backdoor kicks in, but
Силы
it's gonna be
света укрепили свои сооружения.
that wall for the defense.
Силы
Not
тьмы
enough
используют
defense
скорее.
on Zani to really feel safe.
Центральные казармы
This
сил
is them without the
света
Exo.
разрушены.
Being able to figure that out
Нижнюю
just with
башню сил
Metamorphosis on
тьмы
this list.
атакуют.
One rack's down already.
Верхнюю башню сил
I
света
just feel
атакуют.
like Ivy needs to go and play the game right now.
Курьер
They need to
сил
get out and
тьмы
get
был
something
убит.
done. Metamorphosis on cooldown. Got a little bit left on Exorcism as well. Still a minute, so you have a window, and they see that as well. They smoke up immediately. They recognize that timing, and they're going to try and make use of it. Who are they going for though? Looks like Armel is going to be the target. BKB still available on the stat.
Не отказывайся от золота.
Go for. They do find it.
It's so difficult with the vision they have. You don't have it. Go off. You only have this one ward and click a while ago that they really already get this obs ward here. They'll try to sneak a Roche.
Yeah, they're in the pit right now.
Верхнюю башню сил света атакуют.
I mean, I'm not sure if
Силы света.
it's no matter if Abby will take himself a Roshan through this deal here.
Исчезнет.
You just have to be really
Сказал твое дело.
Верхнюю башню сил света атакуют. Верхняя башня сил света разрушена.
Where is the team? Where is the support? It's just not there. No one's in the vicinity, and it's just going to
Центральные казармы сил света разрушены.
Unfortunately, their hopes are immediately quashed by the side of Secret, and now they come running up the high ground once again. Really free to follow.
Верхнюю башню сил света атакуют.
Elsewhere on the map.
И вновь продолжаем. Верхняя башня сил света разрушена. Центральную башню сил света атакуют.
It's a great play from Ivy to go for
Верхние
Roche, but
казармы сил
to sneak a
света
fight right after.
разрушены.
It felt a little bit optimistic. Again, they weren't expecting everyone to be confident. Information on maps just not that big, and they still have more
Нижнюю башню сил света атакуют.
Megas Blood Science comes down. Heals is available on the Ember Spirit, so he's able to at least keep himself alive a little bit longer. Now it's somehow connected to Armel low. BKB's out, but he is going to die, but they will get a kill blood at the same time. Chrysalis, he's coming down, but he's just take down Boom as well. There is a little bit of hope for Ivy right now. It is little, but it is there.
Well, holding on to their last set of racks really well.
Прочь с
Secret just
дороги!
not respecting the output, playing a little bit too far forward, and they do get court really
Нижнюю
good.
башню сил тьмы атакуют.
Not enough to fully turn the tides, but they can use this opportunity now to at least get some vision. They can get these ganks going their way, take a couple more fights like this, kind of split up from the side of Secret. And that's where their lineup can really start to shine.
Secret has needed so much work in that fight as well.
Центральную башню сил тьмы атакуют.
Through the silence, just two sleight of fists along with being in the middle of everybody, getting up a ton of damage. Johnny and Jim will be able to take that one down and get their snap fire. Next fire we now. We'll merely use the actions. So I don't give you support shot.
Ah, it's one cap.
Невидимость.
Greedy. Unforgivable.
Love a shard to come out here for the Rubik now, so they should find out for free. And
alright, he's got the shard. We get some dive bombing hawks in this game.
bombing Hawks up. So cooldown now as well with the Octarine up, so more uptime on the roar, which means more uptime on us having a blast of max stack drums going off. It's always nice to see as well. And I think for Secret, they just have one last match to go for. They just have to stay connected, because that was a little bit more split up. They weren't fully reset. They still get controlled up as well. Getting needed in his place. Sunder off, reach out. Hit some key timings for Ivy. They've got the normal punch on hand. So more output, more control. Great follow-up from the blink here for Ade. Just getting those Terrorblade illusions, if they're not cleared out, it's massive.
Yeah.
So that's their way back in.
Силы тьмы используют сканирование.
Yeah, that's the biggest kind of aspect here. If it's a late game Darkseer, got the normal punch as well, so there is a strong possibility that he can just turn the Terrorblade against them. Pretty difficult for him to just run into a fight and punch Terrorblade in the face. Same time with a Blink Dagger, may well just be worth it.
Возьмите нас.
Look at Ivy, they're going for it. Out the stun, now turns around with a pretty low Centaur. This is a random Centaur which has Malfoy. Now they goes to the side. Looking at target. In the BKB. Offering the finding a target. Global Science coming down from the Sansa. That's, they look to isolate a target in the backline. But the Endspirit's absolutely fine. Shinoikov is playing with them. Secret getting a little bit aided here. They've used a lot of ultimate abilities and not really much intent. Finally put up a bit more than he could do. He's feeling himself a little bit too hard there in the end, I think.
Yeah, I'm wondering what he was trying to do. Is he trying to... like he might have been trying to chant. So it's a lot of ulta from Secret, but they still find themselves a big kill. You still have a window hop here for Ivy, but it's not the worst thing in the world. They can still play high ground defense. They know Metamorphosis is going to be down soon on Chrysalis. He's not going to be keen fighting onto the high ground. A bit cautious about going that far. That was again a very similar fight from Secret. Different targets they were prioritizing there.
Yeah. We need to be on the same page, that's for sure. It is kind of hard. I kind of feel like a hex or something would be very, very important. Endspirit being able to use its way out of it. It's getting a bit ridiculous.
He is getting way too much work done with his UAs and BKB. Like, it's mainly defensive items right now in Stoikov. But it's more than enough for you to stay alive and do what you have to do here. Next Roche still a ways off as well for Secret to sit and wait for. They are getting more damage out in Chrysalis. He is going for the Daedalus. He has his own Swift Link. Terrorblade is just looking terrifying at this point now as well. For the side of your Answer and Drow is pretty good against Terrorblade. You pierce through his natural armor, so he does feel squishy. Got the Lincolns to protect Zani now. It's big.
Yep.
If he manages to finish the Silver Edge, you got a decent shot of always getting a good position out for your Drow here.
Very tense game. No, we all thought Ivy were out of it, but the last few fights, it has kind of gone their way. Well, you know, yeah, they're at the dive, but it's still pretty... For me, I'm going to do that Roshan, you know, where if you're in the position for secret where you're pretty far ahead, but you're just unable to kind of get that last kind of clinching moment, then I don't know if that's really something. I have a feeling Ivy's going to have something in store for them. Or the Roshan spawns, or maybe try to meet the pit. I don't think they're going to let this one go for free. Down goes old Jimmy Bobs.
The Roche fight is a little bit scary for Secret. There's so much you can play down. Ivy, just the blink back wall. This is on top. The output of that get
but it was
the multi-shot
kinda bad.
on the Glacier. Onto that position as well. The positioning is right here for Zani. There's a lot you can do. Killing off the Snapfire though does open the push opportunity for the side of Secret. Exorcism doesn't quite last long enough though. You just jump in and try to clean up. But they are just shoving in every wave, ensuring I can't sneak out. Minute spawn timer on Roche, a minute 20. Not the quickest.
Yeah.
They find a pick off in that time and just go Roshan. Again, it's safe for Secret. Same thing goes for Ivy though. Somehow find some punishment. They can run for it themselves.
Yeah, that's something slightly trickier. They sit right under the wall, but they will be able to kill it off. They also have 2 lanes to deal with as well, don't forget. So getting out of the map and getting it right away down those lanes to Roshan is clearly much, much harder than previously thought. Not like Roshan used to be, where it was pretty close to both heroes found to at least compact. A long walk down that lane to the Roche pit.
More distance to have clear.
Силы
Ivy,
света
they're just
используют
playing
сканирование.
right now. They're not splitting up too hard. Try to hunt here.
Yeah, if they can find a kill before this Roshan, it'd be absolutely huge. Stoikov is the one searching the big target. I mean, ideally they want Poppy. Poppy is very, very important. Now, but let's actually come down and preparations for this. Ado won't get a chance to use anything. The bounty is going to go down. He didn't get a chance to keep himself alive. He on the run of all of the lead charges. He's out of leaves, he's out of lives, and he's going to drop the gem on the deck as well.
It's big secret. They've got a courier. No. Gems left for now, but they've got an ED to compensate. Roshan is up. Did want to take it. Now and again, just taking over.
Did he silence someone with the glaives? Is that him? I don't know. He's got a ton of in at the shot.
He's around in the area.
Нижнюю башню сил света атакуют.
Curses getting a couple of
Силы света укрепили свои сооружения.
Somebody exo up.
Нижняя башня сил света разрушена. Нижний казарм сил света разрушен.
Damage in the middle of the fight. He's going to take it down immediately. Chrysalis as well. He loses his life. It's too much for Secret to handle. The combo is huge from the side of Ivy. They leave the Darkseer object and they pay the price. My goodness. What the hell just happened?
Центральную башню сил света атакуют.
They
The
certainly
backline just
did.
gets ripped apart. The back wall's there. Not able to pop your BKBs here, especially on Boom. He popped it way too late while the kisses were flying through. Magical damage is just
We are
overwhelming.
not so different, my
And
enemies and I.
now to Roshan, so
Except
for
my
Ivy.
brain
He
is
can
much
try to
larger.
regain some map control off the back of this. They're getting a lot of farm out here on Zani.
Shots for retail.
Have a free
Just
axe
watch the
blessing
back
as
line. They
well.
land the stud. I mean, that is he's landing with sound onto his silence. He's able to bring him down so fast. On the back now, look at those illusions.
Нижнюю башню сил света
Threading the
атакуют.
entirety of Team Secret.
Силы тьмы укрепили свои сооружения.
It's really questionable. I'm gonna say it there. I know they needed to do that, you know.
Нижняя башня сил тьмы разрушена. Центральную башню сил света атакуют. Силами света.
And now they have an access on the drow.
Нижнюю башню сил
This
тьмы
is getting
атакуют.
worrying.
Hermie is going to do a lot in the middle of this fight. And again, Drow is a big foil to the Terrorblade. You have to clear out Zani, take him out of the fight if you want Chrysalis to feel safe. B. They also took that fight while BKBs were down.
Не
on
отказывайся от
Chrysalis, and I
золота.
believe even on Armel, only Boone had his and he popped it to die at the end.
Yeah,
So
that's
just really optimistic from Secret. Again, just not we're expecting the output of that ideal team fight.
That should
Fight
help.
in these tight corners. And that chain stun you get with a vac wall into a cookie, it's huge.
you need to respect this high ground defense much more than that. I'm just surprised. I'm very, very surprised. You know, Secret, the number one thing about this team has always been discipline. That was not disciplined, so sure there'll be some conversations going on right now. Sure there'll be some questions being asked, just like, yeah, okay, maybe we should stop feeling ourselves so much, you know? And you can kind of see how it can happen, right? You know, they're getting excited, right? This win, it means they're secure Division 1, right? They're back in the big leagues, you know, it's where they feel like they belong, and I would agree with that. But, you know, you can't make mistakes like that, even if you are starting to look at the future or something. I don't know exactly. Feels like the concentration did drop for just a minute there, and you know, this is EU. Might be Division 2, but it's still EU. It's very fiercely competitive. You don't get away with any sort of underestimation of your opponent.
A little bit, maybe a little bit too much looking down with blinders on. Hyper focused and just ending the game. Ivy now, the Aegis up.
Центральную
Hyper
башню
running.
сил тьмы атакуют.
They've got an opportunity to play. They dragged the lead down to 6K
Центральная
for
башня сил
Secret.
тьмы
The win
разрушена.
chance now, 73%. Still Secret's way, but it's crashing.
Центральную башню
It's
сил
not even
тьмы
that
атакуют.
More than so than I maybe would have expected, but I mean, from team versus team, you know, I expected to be around that much, but sort of takes into account the
Центральную башню сил тьмы атакуют. Нижний казак есть мега-крипы.
out of there, and yeah, Ivy, it was their turn to
that
slack a little
damage.
bit. At the same time, doesn't really need to do a whole lot now. As the silence comes through just before the cookie lands, they're actually going to turn everything onto the Ember Spirit. Ember Spirit getting very low. He's going to die. But Jim has from the high ground, throwing out the cookies. Not going to get a full lot done. They're still chasing this onto Secret. Adam's going to come in, goes for a normal punch, try and bring down the Beastmaster, but the Sunder doesn't really do anything. Actually, to the Beastmaster, he's going to go down regardless.
We are not
the
sorry.
tech as well. Let's deal with Ivy at the moment, but they just get measured, so I don't think they're going to be crying too much about this one.
Yeah, at the same time, these are two heroes with no buybacks in Secret. Defense just feels a lot harder without that Beastmaster. Right, help clear out those illusions that you can get with a normal punch. With
Yeah,
a wall
but-
when it's back up.
What damage can they do here, John? That's a question. Look at their creep waves. Look at their like Ivy had nothing.
It's
The
unfortunate.
Tormentor, let's go.
Tormentor gets the
Gets it. Alright. The slowing trail. The fart.
and the parts. That's not that is a I always forget he has that. The slow is pretty significant. So you can kind of just slow down everyone if you run forward and run in zigzag path. Guaranteed to back at least. Chase, you have some defense coming through. Secret, they're least. This is the first time I've seen quite the comeback. Again, off the back, some really well executed fights. Ivy, despite being up against Megas, are back in the game. Secret, they have to gun for the Ancient.
Yeah, I mean, closing it out is kind of hard. Do you think we're going to see this net worth lead come back to
Just like creeps, probably not. They need kills. Start finding kills and
Тени, возьмите нас.
JMV.
Boom's looking for one. Yeah.
Who wants cookies?
AMD.
Well, too bad.
Курьер сил света был убит.
Keeps going to be the one taken down. Now, he's trying to ignore it, but it's so much damage coming through from his own illusions. He's kind of living on a timer right now. Jim Pensado claims them both. Move across towards Boom as well, but he's got the BKB to try and get himself away, so he is out. This is every single fight for the past like 3 or 4 fights. He's really right these fights, despite the fact that they've been negative.
They've just been able to find these angles. Secret. I mean, it's harder for them to take these team fights when you have so much AoE control coming out from the side of Ivy. With kisses that are just scaling really well in damage with the talent spikes, even the level 25 talent when stats up and running. They add the additional
Центральную башню сил тьмы
you're having a
атакуют.
hard time just surviving. You
Силы
don't have
тьмы
anything like
укрепили свои
pipe up,
сооружения.
so the metal damage is always relevant. And it's just really difficult for them to reach into the drow. Bit of hurricane pipe up, Sammy's just been
Центральная
able to
башня
bail
сил
out so
тьмы
many times.
разрушена.
And Secret, this is a rough position to be in. I don't think you're happy with a 1k lead. You've bled out way too much in the last few fights. And kills are everything, and they've just not been finding the big kills they need in the past few engagements here.
Yeah, but at the same time, you know, they take these fights on Ivy, and yet they can get nothing on the map, no objectives, no real damage. It's a little bit bad, but taking down Secret a few pegs. Do you believe in the Mega Creep comeback?
I believe they can. They just keep taking this fight. It is a possible.
Yeah.
The Mega Creeps are pretty hard to kind of equalize their lane. They find it tier 2. The issue is, it's like after every fight, you take one of the other, like said. So it's like a prolonged war of attrition for Ivy, which, as long as they keep taking fights, I mean, you're not out of it. For Secret, how can they itemize to kind of do this? They've been saving up for something like the Hex and Armel. He switches out to the Refresh instead. You want something hard to lock in. That you want to be able to jump Sam. Really, just burst down the Drow. She's your big issue. Parablade Lucians are annoying as well. I think you have to have faith that Boom can kind of try and use the drums to melt him with his magic damage, although he can't sustain as well. You don't have spell lifesteal on hand. This is where I'd say you might actually consider. I know it sounds silly, but Bloodstone on. Just have some spell lifesteal on hand.
Курьер сил света был убит.
Sustain yourself too. It's actually secret. Those illusions hit too hard, just because Crystallis hits way too hard himself.
Guess what? 500 gold. There's going to be another wall coming up. Oh no, he's getting very, very close to the reflection orb.
Легкий выстрел.
So that recipe is so expensive now. Double is. Is it cornucopium though? And they'll actually turn this game around. I mean, they kind of have already, but when it comes to actually like ending it, yeah, it's all about where will they find the. I mean, do you think Secret are going to try for the high ground again anytime soon, or will they just wait for Roshan, go for that? And if they do go for Roshan, will Ivy contest?
Ivy can contest. That's where their lineup shines. Any choke point is a place where this kind of team lineup does excel at. Just need to find opportunities themselves. Side of Secret, better be careful and chasing down Coop. Manage to land him. Feel out. Yeah. 2-minute Roche respawn time as well, a little bit on the longer side. A little bit more time to wait out here.
Those farms slowed down quite a bit. And Roche, say 2.5 minutes, sorry, 1.5 minutes, so you're gonna have to wait around a little bit for that one. Yeah, it's kind of awkward for Ivy, right? Because they've got these mega streaks, it's actually really difficult for them to press the Shen. They don't know the exact timing and they don't have vision. Over the moment. I'm not sure how they do this. You can't stay out of your base for a short period of time, so staying around the Roche area and contesting it and setting up defensively in that part of the map is just not enough. Because your lanes just can't.
Not equalize. Have to. Be patient. Refresh fully up on Ade, so double wall, double back.
Исчезните. Центральную башню сил света атакуют. Центральная башня сил света.
Looking like it could be an awkward one. The global silence comes down. The Darkseer is starting to step on the sidelines here. And Armel's on top of him as well. I mean, that's who you need to be looking at here. Arde is a price set. Looking at the high to bring him down. But for everything over the ground, is it going to make a difference?
Центральную башню сил света. Центральная башня сил света разрушена.
Keeping his way outside of this is in the back where it's trying to run down. Exactly that. He will fall. The base back in. Right back behind the base that is currently flooding on in. This list a little bit more close with the PKD. They're able to get himself running away. TP out. Is there anything cancelled? No, there is not. He gets himself to safety. Right. During all of this, Roshan has respawned, but he's currently waiting down on the radiant side of the map.
The Megas just mentioned it's so hard to
Силы света используют
and the cheese all gonna go the way of secret.
Immortality.
Armel does pick it up.
Alright.
If they leave it on him, if he passes it on, Yamich would actually be massive. Lots of good spells to steal to simplify these fights for secret.
Yeah, that'd be sick. I think that's the
Hangs
best
onto it
target.
for now. It's just in his backpack. Armel's not even using it. Maybe they want it on Puppy. Maybe last word.
I don't see that being particularly valuable, but I could be wrong.
I don't either. You're ways off from the last word.
Let's give it to Yamich. Let's get some Ruby Praise. He's about to get himself a Octarine as well, so he's feeling it right. He's ready to play some Dota. Give my man's. Let's see what he can do.
It's a very good one anyway.
Ivy has kind of broken the game at this point. Like with this team fight they have, it just feels like it's unplayable. So they need to find something to break the game by themselves. I think an Aghanim is more likely to do that than an Aghanim.
It definitely is. And all those big spells maybe have an opportunity to take that wall.
Союзники, исчезните.
Throwing something back in, putting spells on top. Good. Let's see. Secret. It's so curious that Armel's just holding on to otters. Use it. Use it.
Like,
come on.
one. I'm gonna accept that.
That should help.
You hold a 4,200 item in your backpack. I forgot about it, right? Maybe he's like doing like a friendship test. Which of you likes me the most? What's my favorite flavor of ice cream? Nope. We're just gonna have to accept this gun. No one's passed the test. Amel says, nope, I'm keeping it.
Oh, okay. No, it's puppies. It's puppies. Right. AoE last word. Yeah,
Amazing.
Probably not my best bet for that. If you had 55, I would say yes. Point probably not, but maybe they make use of it.
It's a long way off 25 as well, so it's not even like it's in preparation, but let's see what they can pull off here. Smoked up, ready to go. Have an Aegis still on their Terror Blade. No, it's not going to be still up, but it'll be like, to be honest. They try to go really doesn't want to use his PKD too early here. He knows that if Zeke can connect to him, then he's got a whole team behind him ready to go. So, facing the flooding is just for the time being. No one wants to take the first move. Hard submitting. Would be rough. And look at Yamich here. This guy's crazy. He's just blinking in and trying to find targets. There you go. As Johnny chases forward, looking for a target. It's Arde's will help Rubik's War.
Крепость сил света
One is Arde and one is Rubik's. Okay. Yeah, but don't worry. As the TV illusions are fighting it off with each other, but you gotta get back. Very, very important. Even the illusions try to get in and do some damage to the Ancient as well.
Даже лучшие иногда ошибаются.
They hold up inside of Ivy. Yeah, so despite losing the Ember, once Broom's down, it just doesn't feel safe. They had no way of jumping the Drow at that point. They kind of threw everything they had. First, no answer from Sonny once again in that fight. Play it safe again. No, okay, this is how you end up. He's very long. Ending the game, and against this specific lineup, it is really, really tough. So, I don't fault the side of Secret. Ivy, I mean, see, that kind of fight doesn't give you enough space to try to push. So you're gonna need an actual 2-tree hero kill to go into the high ground. Maybe just, again, gun for the white. Do the supports. That's your opportunity. Just take one set one lane after equalize a little bit better.
Except my brain is much larger.
Yeah, just getting out the base is so hard. That's the issue. Yes. Once again, Tormentor. Might as well just kill that one off. Everyone's got a shard though, so it's just gonna a little bit of gold with a little bit of XP.
Get more going your way. Those items that you farm up. What else are you waiting? Who's going for beyond this? Fights. Aegis does expire. Got the Thresher ready for Chrysalis, so double BKB, double meta is going to be useful here. But the big thing is still catching Sonny out. Gotta jump that Drow. If you don't, well then this fight does feel... It feels a... It's Drow and I'd argue Drow probably higher priority.
Two of them, right? Like you don't even get to this point on one. That's your will. Let's get used by the Rubicon together. Just trying to find himself a target, trying to compare with the wave. Terrifying with the message. There's that. Really last word,
Крепость сил
going away.
света атакуют.
Alright, secret. They got the creep shoving in once again. Lane points alone. Increasing the pressure. It's an easy target, but they're gonna bring it down immediately.
Where the wild wings grow.
So he does have the chance of another roll, but the yours comes out from the Ember Spirit just in time. And now it's trying to get control. Puppy is just to take it down to the back line. They're trying to get the ball coming out onto the Ember Spirit, but they're going to try to bring it down. The Embers is there. Jim Inside from the sidelines keeps him alive. He's crazy right now. And they're going to try and bring down a Terrapin. He doesn't have the damage. But he's still going to drop. Just trying to hold the line here. What can they do? Strike up, come back in once again. Looking for Bucky, looking for anybody. Trying to push that one. Stance though. He's ready. That comes out from the Terrorblade. That coming in hard for this fight on the side of Secret. They've got 2 here instead. He's got buyback at the moment. Who can they find? He's taking heavy hits right now. Secret's going to try and back him up. Face down at it. And the darts here. Actually, I have to buyback for the rainbow heroes on the side of Ivy. I'm not sure Secret can actually do this right now. And they make the call to back themselves away as well. So it's a big commitment. A lot of buyback force. Overall, it's got to be said that Ivy won the fight, but again, what can they get done? That is always going to be the question in this game.
Not much. They really can't with that kind of fight coming out here. The lanes not their way. Megas just feels painful. You don't have Roshan to go for. We're even at the 60-minute mark, and even bloody notice just because it's been so back and forth. So Tier 5 neutrals are starting to come in. I'm wondering what everyone's going to be picking up. This is where things can get extra spicy. What do we have? Apex coming out here for Chrysalis. I wish we could see their choices. That's the one thing, right? Can't see what choices they've had.
That's that definitely live
Double damage.
Right. Here comes the Tier 5.
Oh man, Force Boots for Drow? This kind of game?
Yeah, that's sick. Very sick. She did that a long time ago, so it's kind of like, hello.
Награда моя!
True. I remember what it is.
It's kind of sickening. Just having your own Hurricane Pike, having a Force Boots as well, so much security for Sonny.
Yeah.
The reach issue extends here inside of Secret. I'm wondering if
Верхнюю
it's
башню сил тьмы атакуют.
feasible for them to just go on a Nullifier on someone. Break the Lincoln's Roar, nullify them. Just kill off Sonny that way. feels like that has to nullify Sani or nullify Ade. Somehow get
Meanwhile, we have the Apex Parablade as well, so give him all the extra stats he needs. What else we got? Fallen Sky coming through for Boom on the Beastmaster. New form of initiation. Meanwhile, 3 Force Boots now. The Drow has Force Boots, the Darkdeer has Force Boots, the Ember Spirit has Force Boots. I mean, boots are just so good. 4 Force Boots. The ability to just get rid of your own boots is pretty insane. Yamich though, based Giga Chad Yamich is going to grab the Book of the Dead. He knows what's up. He knows what's going to win this game.
God.
Dude, imagine if they all just went Book of the Dead. That would be so.
That would have been hilarious. The library strat for free.
Can you imagine?
Something to bear witness to. I'd love to see it.
You just look the middle lane and it's just like, oh no, they're coming.
Yeah,
What can
that
we
could
do?
actually just end the game.
That could
to
end
be
the game.
fair. I
It
think
actually could have done it.
that might have been the play.
That might have been it. Token bug? Ruh-roh.
Oh.
Token bug.
Can't choose. But oh yeah, okay. Tier 5 token on JMV. Bugged? Yeah, it's on for your free
courier.
back. It's it's because he doesn't have a slot left in his backpack.
Oh
So
yeah, it
you
doesn't
can't
go
pick
into
it up.
inventory, yeah?
No.
Not a... Okay, that's embarrassing.
Okay, there you go. That's how you do it. There you go, JMV.
Well called, bro. Well done. It's fine. It's a tense game, you know, it's a long time.
Yeah, maybe it was bugged. It was bugged.
I'm
I
sure
don't
it
know. Maybe he tried it, yeah. I wonder what he takes. Use it, JMV.
Oh, actually,
Get away
no,
from these calls.
maybe edge competence wasn't true. Maybe it's... he can't. It's a CS
wait.
stone.
Oh,
Alright, we're all good.
Alright, fair.
Nothing crazy
Fair,
going
fair,
on. Everybody calm down.
A little bit more range, always useful. The ability to scout out as well is the big one. And now you can check the Roche, you can test the Roche. The Roche is up. You could actually try to make a play happen off the back of this. The Secret are in a very earliest spot with all the buybacks they committed. A lot more committed out from them in comparison.
Тени, возьмите нас.
No one but Sonny and Poop have buybacks, so... It's a scary time in the game if anyone dies here.
The last one to be picked up, last tier 5 item to be grabbed is going to be Puppy. What's he going to trade in his Ninja Gear for? I mean, honestly, Ninja Gear is still really, really good for Puppy. No, I'm guessing, do you reckon this is what we're thinking about? Sitting in the lead.
I think it's just waiting, perhaps. His inventory is like full. It's just shelters. He's like his career would be.
I mean, he could handle know about that.
Really, this aggro is the root now.
Here's my boy Negative.
Purely because yeah.
Goes into Armel's back.
Бессмертие.
Okay, it's actually our mouse. Okay, that's fine. More damage, some slow. I would have preferred. Right, it feels like you are lacking just this turn potential. Just take your team fight, make it your own. You know, and that's how you dance around this whole issue.
Break the game. What do you want to see?
Fucking picked up the Seer Stone himself.
Союзники,
And for some reason he left his
исчезните.
ninja gear.
Cool. Alright.
Yeah, he picked it.
Lotus
He left the
oh,
Lotus
the
now, though.
Lotuses have
There
a
you
little,
go.
have a little sword. Like,
Yeah. I mean, it's the same. I think it's the same item you see in the. So it makes sense. They are.
yeah. Still, looks prettier on the floor. It's gonna die. Doesn't have any water. It looks prettiest.
The ephemeralness of like
Крепость сил света атакуют.
crashing a car in Prom Night.
Yeah.
It's pretty. Pretty
Well,
sight.
it's like a like a.
Sounds like a.
Yeah,
rock
like a
song.
Smiths or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's really good at orgasms. They take this fight without the Dogs. Here is the question, and the answer might be that they can't. Ember Spirit trying to fight up into this one, still playing around, so this will step in just had so much value. Maybe reach the end route. What can you really do? It's not a whole lot. They killed off by the damage off it. Ember, he's still playing. He's going for the TP.
Крепость сил
It's
света
actually making it happen.
атакует.
What? A boom, guys, as well. Are you joking? How can Ivy do this? This is insane.
Why did everyone pull back from Secret? They got all those kills.
They were looking at Stoikov, who was just TPing away on like 5
Okay.
HP in the back, but
If he had backup, if he had someone to break that link, he could have got the dieback in Sani. No one managed to get it.
Wow,
Instead of
they-
Boom, who's dead for a while.
they're not trying to
In
end
the
the
game.
game. I'm
Yeah,
kind
I
of
was
stunned.
surprised. Like, Armel was right deep in the middle, refreshed, had the Exo up.
Finding the Rubik here. Rubik, is it going to be enough damage for him? Well, he's just going to leave it for Stoikov, but he's got no he's got the Aegis, but I don't think he's going to live to a second life, though. Bounty as well. No respect. He's got the hit device.
Quiet forest with
No
Damn,
buybacks.
the device almost saved him. So close.
What happened? Secret. They saw Armel maybe diving a bit too far, but he did get that kill in the drow. And then forced the buyback, but everyone else was too far behind, playing tag with Stoikov.
Крепость сил света атакует.
And if they just moved around the DP, when they had the exo, they could have just went for the buildings. Maybe kite around Sani as best as they can. Instead they're in this really awkward situation. Divine up on Sani.
Hero.
Двойной урон. Враг пожалел.
This game has it all. This game has it all. 67 minutes in.
This is a mess. Like, this is really good plays from Ivy, to be fair, but that last fight was kind of messed up. Not gonna lie, that was so strange. Like, Armel's going ham, man. He's up front, he's got Exo, he's getting kill and drow, he's right next to the Ancient. He has a creep wave coming in mid. But they're just not together. And they find a perfect opening. Ivy just rallied back with the buybacks, I mean, with the output and drow. You have no solution. And so, Secret, this is do or die. If they actually lose the next fight, if Sani survives, finds a good position in these engagements, you cannot deal with that.
Yeah, you have to. There are just two targets in the back which you must. Yeah, I think Arno has been acutely aware of this entire time. Another hero's just been trying. He's been very, very annoyed. You can't really let him live because he's just going to chase up around and make his life a misery. But at some point you have to.
Верхнюю
Please
башню
almost.
сил тьмы атакуют.
Wait, go on.
Курьер сил света был убит.
Kinda bad.
3
That's what
greater healing elixirs, 1 cheese on puppy.
Oh,
Why isn't it combining?
what?
Doesn't
Why
make-
isn't it combining?
Oh, maybe it doesn't work in actual
In pro games?
pro games.
Yeah, because it's a secret item. Okay. Yeah. That's kind of sad. Fucker is waiting for this moment.
He's like, guys,
He's
you're
been
waiting
waiting
some shit. What the? Oh no, it's like the
Oh my god. He had that box for so long.
this is a long
He
shot
was
as well.
waiting for this.
What did he do now? Oh wait, it combined! It combined!
Oh!
Why did it combine in the courier? What? I'm so confused. And why does it belong to Armel? My confusion is unparalleled, but whatever. What?
Where is it now?
It's in Puppy's courier. Block of cheese. Scrumptious. Try me. This is why Armel that was his cheese, so... Did he realize? I mean, why would you think if you're combining your courier? That makes no sense. Nothing about this makes any sense. It looks better to make any sense, so... Courier, such as the Aghanim sat inside the backpack.
Крепость сил света атакует.
Coming in, taking away at that agent. And it jumps in, beautiful wall coming out from him. The global silence in response. Rose there onto the dark here, holding him steady, but into these illusions there. Drow coming on forward. Ade looking for the reinitiation here. They have managed to catch out Cube. Fighting off a bit more than he can do. Ade has to back away as well. The second BKB is just about to end. Meanwhile, inside the base, Cube is trying to deal with all of these creeps coming through. The Ancient, it's almost died to the creeps at this point. It's really, really undefended. They have got a fortification. They can't quite win it just yet, but it's getting close to that point where a win might be on the cards. So hard. It's so hard.
You know what would make this easier if they saw that block of cheese,
Yeah.
damn it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Puppy, I don't think Puppy realized it combined. He must have sent him home.
No, why would you
And it
think
just
that, though?
combined, and they're like,
it makes no sense.
No, I think he just freed up his inventory, right? Because it was eating up 2 slots in his backpack.
Yeah,
He's like, all right,
that's
I'll send it
the
home. Yeah, then they just never recognized it, so it's just there. Someone has to check. Please,
Next time
take a
Puppy
look.
uses his courier, I think. Next time he uses courier, he's gonna be like, wait a minute. What's this?
Yeah, it's like, all right, oh no, it's time. It's time to eat that cheese. Get the heck.
Eat the cheese.
His courier's coming out. Surely they see this.
Alright, the moment of truth. Will the eyes be open? I love himself probably using the ninja gear in his back. Smoke around. Oh, it's in the secret shop. Oh, I'm so teased right now. Come on. Let me cheese.
Let's see it. Let's see it. Let's see it.
Исчезните.
You see it,
Oh,
Puppy.
he eats it straight away.
He eats it!
Good chat. No hesitation. Fight breaks out right now. But everything is just chasing them back at the moment. Local science is there as well. They have to defend their ancient. They actually have to fortify. But Armel tried to jump in the background and eventually sneaking around the back play. And Johnny's gonna punish him for it. They kill off Armel for daring to rat. The rat trap snapped shut. Oh my god. And then they go on to Puppy, but they don't know he's going to block the feed, and now they can turn it around and bring down Scorpio. I've activated from both of them. They pop them immediately on the side of Secret. They want to use this opportunity to work at Darcy. Look actually having the ball available. He's going to try and punch it out. On Ivy, could it be happening? Wait, their base is getting pretty damn low. Ado's going to come across and they will be able to defend it. Oh my god, it's all hanging in the balance right now. They want to get out, they want to do some damage to Secret right now, but is it time? Is it finally time for them to get out of the base and take something on their end?
Не заметишь, как это
They fight back, they're gonna force a rush.
Yeah, they want it so bad. Keep nearby. I mean, Ivy should be able to fight. I mean, that base though.
Союзники, исчезните.
You just can't win. They're gonna try to run up now. They're running all their heroes down.
Yeah.
Secret forced them back off.
Бедный
They
Рошан.
bought back for this. This is scary. If Chrysalis gets caught out again, that's pretty much GG.
It is pretty terrifying.
плане моих
The
цепей.
Ember Spirit just piecing out in the backlines, forcing out BKBs though. I mean, this is so valuable. I think they can get back enough to take the first. Yes, they have. Aegis. He's gonna go to Gianni. You need to clear a spot for all this stuff. It's a whoa. That's another now they jump in. This is Darkseer. This is the hero which does have buybacks at Ade. He can afford to play down, but he probably doesn't want to, but nevertheless, needs must.
They managed to grab the Ags themselves. So they've got 3 Ags ready for GMV. This simplifies these fights. Gobble up plays to save. Gobble up forward for Ade to be on top of everyone with a back wall. This is actually huge. This is Secret, and they bought back to try to force Roche.
Wait,
Now they're
the
stuck
axe?
in this position where they have to fight into 2 lives. They snuck it away. It's just, I think, in the base right now. But the only person with no axe upgrade is Enter Snap. Unless James didn't eat it, he just sold his. I feel like he's had his upgrade for a while.
That should help.
I'm not sure. I switched JMP. and everyone else had. Yes,
Shit.
he gave it to Stoikov.
Yeah, I think Stoikov has it.
Haste!
So.
But I swear Stoikov had it a while ago while they were carrying attack. So
Oh, I see, right.
curious.
Not sure. That would be a mystery. Yeah,
It's all in for secret. It's all in.
Oh, really? Yeah.
No buybacks. Either if they just pop the metamorphosis, but he's got to be careful. That wall, it's going to do so much damage. Christmas, he's going to target, he's not going to find it, he's dead. 120 seconds, no buyback on the team. I'm not sure what the play was there from Secret, but it's all falling apart for them right now. The game is hanging with balance. Just to make do, I mean, they can kill a highway again, so no buyback on the Dark Sea, but it looks like Yanis might be able to trouble double top, taking him down. The Rubik will fall. Boom as well. He's going to be able to get a TP out away from this one. 3 heroes up on the side of Secret, and It's... I don't know.
yeah, that's it. There you go. You found it.
They can't push up.
Not really.
It's... I don't know. This game's hurting. I feel... Armel?
Oh, shout out to the people who've chosen to watch this game. I mean, I'm sure there's some other event going on right now. You're getting rewarded for your loyalty, Secret fans. You're being rewarded in spades. Oh, yeah, actually, true. The Secret fans
this
are
is
probably crying.
actual torture. This is probably closer to torture for the Secret fans out there. Because, yeah, after a commanding lead, it's turned around.
Верхнюю башню сил тьмы
52%
атакуют.
Ivy's way. They're actually pushing. Look at
Верхняя
that.
башня сил тьмы разрушена. Силы тьмы укрепили свои сооружения. Центральную башню сил тьмы атакуют. Центральная башня сил тьмы разрушена. Центральные казармы сил тьмы атакуют. Силы тьмы укрепили свои сооружения. Центральную башню сил тьмы атакуют. Центральная башня сил тьмы разрушена. Центральная башня сил тьмы разрушена.